Before this video begins, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss an upload. Also, make sure to check out my affiliate links down below so you can get discounts on car mods and products. Alright, let's get into the review. Hello and welcome! Today we are inside of a 2018 Mercedes Benz GLE 43 AMG. This is a 4matic all-wheel drive model. I would like to thank Priority Premium in Newport, Rhode Island for allowing me to review this vehicle. Their link is in the description below. This vehicle is a black-on-black model with a black exterior and interior to boot. This is a 2-row SUV with seating for 5. It currently has about 34,000 miles and stickers for around $67,000. This weighs just under 5,000 pounds. This is powered by a 3-liter bi-turbo V6 producing 385 horsepower and 384 pound-feet of torque. The same as the era generation of C-Class. This is mated with a 9-speed shiftable automatic transmission. This achieves 17 miles per gallon city, 22 on the highway, and 19 combined, and has a 24.6 gallon fuel tank. This rides on some massive 21-inch alloy AMG wheels, with 3 25s in the rear and 2 85s in the front. This does have 4-wheel disc brakes, and all are ventilated. This is also capable of towing up to 7,200 pounds. On the exterior, you do get some safety features, including emergency braking assist, blind spot monitoring, and auto high beams. You also do get auto leveling suspension in here, which is 4-wheel independent. You also have front and rear stabilizer bars, as well as power mirrors, and those are heated. They also have turn signal indicators on them. And let's step outside and look at the exterior. So out here you do get your bi-turbo 4matic badge. Up front, you do get your gigantic Mercedes logo, one on the hood itself and one giant one here, and your AMG badge right there in the grille. There is a little bit of chrome in this car, but a lot of it is solid gloss black, which I think looks pretty cool. It does have a nice chrome lip piece though, which is nice. You do get fake vents on the left and right, but inside there is mostly open, of course, for airflow. There are your DRLs. You do get some LED front and rear lights in this. On top of the hood, you do get 2 functional air vents, so that's a cool touch. Here are your wheels. They are AMG multi-spoke wheels, and they have drilled rotors inside of them. And they also do have some Mercedes Benz caps on their brake calipers. These ride on Pirelli P0 tires. As for the side profile, it's a very interesting SUV of sorts. It's technically more of a hatchback, like a lifted, raised hatchback, because it does have a hatch in the rear. But it has a beautiful sloping line. It's very sleek looking, and it's just, you know, it's unmistakable on the road. Not too much looks like this, save maybe the BMW X6 is a similar type to this. In the rear, you do get dual exhaust down below, and you get some nice chrome accenting throughout there. You do get a nice one single line of chrome trim that runs through here on the trunk. And you also do get a ducktail type of rear spoiler. You do get an easy open fuel cap over here, and that pops out powered for you, which is nice. And on the other side, of course, it looks very similar, and you get some nice chrome door handles. And you do get a large sunroof in here, and that is full power. As for the interior of this Mercedes, the windows are one touch, which is nice. You have a Harman Kardon audio system in here, so that sounds great. You have a full power driver's seat and a full power passenger seat, both of which are finished in full leather with both heating and cooling. Here's your chrome door handle. You have a nice gray wood trim right here. Looks like some nice panel of fake wood. You have some very nice leather right here for padding all throughout much of the door where you're going to be touching, and you do have accent stitching through there. You also do have a power liftgate button down there. Here's your electronic parking brake. That'll activate like so, and you can of course deactivate it also like so. Here are your light controls, including fog lights, and you get a climate vent above that. Inside, for your steering wheel, it is a very large, meaty steering wheel, even has a flat bottom, so it's obviously a very sporty car. For your wheel itself, it is a pretty typical AMG-like steering wheel. Very meaty, very nice bolsters at 10 and 2, leather wrapped, and some nice chrome trim. And you do get an arrow pad over here, as well as voice and Bluetooth buttons over here. You get some shift paddles. They're pretty nice. They have a small travel distance, which makes it feel, more precision-based. In the gauge cluster, it is analog gauges for your right and left. Right is tach, and your left is the speedo. And you get your fuel gauge and your temp gauge. Additionally, in the center, you get two screens, one for a clock and temperature, and for some warnings. And also, down below, you get your main one for a multimedia screen. For your shifter in here, it's actually a turn stock, which is interesting. So it's actually a stock. So you will pull it down once to go into neutral, then down again into drive, or all the way up into reverse. And while in reverse, you do get moving tracking lines on your backup camera. And you do also get this option in here. So you can hit your little thing right here, hit your little pad. And you can control in there with your little scroll wheel, select that. And you can get a couple of different camera angles, which is nice. Pretty high quality camera too, impressive. And to go back into park, you will push this little stock in, and you're in park now. For starting this car, it's not actually a full push button start. You actually have to turn the key, like so, and it'll make you place the key inside of there and turn, more like a traditional car. Interesting choice. For your infotainment screen in the center, it is a pretty large screen, and it's very easy to see. Has a nice AMG startup. And that is Mercedes Command. You do get some hard buttons throughout here. It was modernized in this generation and year from the previous gen, where it was just a plethora of massive amounts of buttons, but they've been cleaned up and made more just more pleasing on the visuals right here, and it's a bit more simplistic to use. So I'm happy you do get a hard scroll wheel as well, and a hard power on-off button. Below that, you do get your heated and cooled settings in 3 levels for each of your passenger and driver seats. You do get a traction off button here, an auto stop start button, which is great because I hate auto stop start. That's just me personally. And then below that, you do get your climate controls with a little LCD monitor right down here. However, these gauges, though tactile, I think they just feel a little bit low quality. I wish they had chosen a little bit heavier of a material. It's very light to move these. Here you get more of that wood trim, and that runs throughout the dash here, and it's very well padded and soft and nice throughout all of here. Unfortunately, the driver's knee area is not padded. But if you pull that back, you get, in these cup holders themselves, they're actually both cooled and heated cup holders in here, which is very nice to have. So say it's really warm and you want a cool drink, you can place them there, or vice versa. If it's cool and you want a warm drink, you can heat it up right there. Very cool. You have a 12-volt charger right here. You have a little tiny bin inside of here. And then back here, no wireless charger, but you do get a storage bin. In the center controls here, you do get a touchpad and click pad for your infotainment screen. And you also get a scroll wheel to accompany all that. Up here, you can raise your ride height on the suspension. And I can hear that working now, so you can rise a little bit. Also, you have a hill descent control and a manual mode for turning on your shift paddles. Also, you do have a lot of drive modes in here. It's a little bit of a cheap gauge though. I wish they'd used a little bit better than this, but you can go between Sport Plus, Snow, Sport, Comfort, and Individual. In the center, you do have a 2-tier little opening of your center storage area. Another little bucket inside of here, and it's a very, very deep area. It does have a couple of USB Type A's in there also, which is nice. You do have a glove box over here, nicely damped, and it's very large, does its job well. And you have a very large sunroof in here that brings a lot of natural light both to the front passengers and the rear. For your visors in here, they are lighted from a light up here. You can open it like so, and that does slide, completely covering the window, which is great. And additionally, similar to in my car, you actually do get a second entire visor, so you can block out sun from both ways, which is awesome. And you do get an auto dimming mirror in here, as well as an SOS button if you need to connect to emergency services. All right, let's hop in the back and check out room there. All right, so for the back door panel, it resembles the front very closely, and it looks nice. Nice padding as well. In the back, this seat is where I was. I'm 6 feet tall with long legs, and I have lots of room back here, both leg room and footwell room, and elbow room also. It's very roomy back here. Tons of headroom as well. For your center area, you do get climate vents. No controls, but that is okay. You do get a 12-volt charger, and if you pop this down, you get another hidden storage bin, which is cool, and that's very well damped. For your center pull down, you can pull it down like so. Just a basic couple of cup holders back here. And in the driver and passenger seat, they both have their cooling fans inside here, but that means they have some nice cutouts for your knees, so, and storage pouches on each side, so it's a very nice place to be back here. Seating is very comfortable, and yeah, it's just very nice to be back here. And let's check out the cargo area. And you can hear that burble back here. Sounds pretty good. And pulling a button right here, this will open like so. And that is a power liftgate. It's a very, very roomy thing back here, so you do have a privacy shade, but below that, it is a really deep well and just lots and lots of storage room back here. Minimal wheel well intrusion, which is nice, with cutouts like in a lot of vehicles, and you get some Mercedes branded merch. Also, below some installed WeatherTech mats in this vehicle, you do get a donut spare back here, which is nice, and a jack to help lift. And some nice little chrome loading floor area. And it has a stop function, so you can have it only open as high as you'd like if you're a shorter driver, or so not to damage, say, a garage door above you. And you can close it like so. And let's discuss my final thoughts. So for my final thoughts on this 2018 Mercedes Benz GLE 43 AMG, I think it's a pretty nice setup. It sounds great. It really looks pretty good inside. A bit outdated just with all the buttons in here, but overall it's a very nice setup still. And I'm judging this in 2018 standards. I think it's a very nice SUV crossover type mix, and it's very roomy in the back. So for a 5-passenger vehicle, it's great to be in any of these seats, especially in the front two, which are of course heated and cooled. And the interior itself, it's well finished, a lot of attention to detail, and just lots of great amenities, as you would expect in a Mercedes-Benz. And as for visibility, it's pretty good in here. Even out the rear, it's not too bad. A thick C-pillar, but it has enough room that you can see out pretty well. Alright, that'll just about do it for this review. Make sure to check out my drive of this vehicle, coming out soon. Also, thank you again to Priority Premium in Newport, Rhode Island for allowing me to review this vehicle. Thank you for watching, and take care.